I'm glad that you raised iron ore because a lot of the conversations I've been having has led me to picking this stock of the day. And it's because plenty are saying reduce your exposure to iron ore, look for other commodities. Oftentimes, we're talking lithium, we're talking uranium even lately. And then you get to the good old gold miners. Now, look, they've been sort of out of favor to a certain degree. The gold price has not been responding as some had expected in terms of inflationary pressures and as a safe haven with all of the volatility that has come to the fore. So I noted that Regis was doing quite well today. Vanguard becoming a substantial shareholder, I believe about 5% of the register right now. Regis Resources up by about 5.5% today. But you can see there on the charts, it's come under a lot of pressure. I also note that we've got Morgan's with an add, Credit Suisse with an outperform rating on the stock, Morgan Stanley with an overweight. So Andrew, I'll start with you. Are some of these gold players, and is Regis Resources in particular, a company that you believe is a sound investment in this environment and that you'd look to buy?
Thanks, Nadine. Look, from the point of view of gold, if we sort of start from a big picture point of view, if you're concerned about inflation, you're concerned about volatility, and Henry quite rightly pointed out probably two of the main pressure points for the market at the moment relating to China and also US posturing around debt ceilings, then you probably want something that's going to hold its value. No, that's not Bitcoin for those playing at home. It's gold, and gold, there's two ways you can get exposure. Of course, you can just go out and buy physical gold. You can go out and buy a bar of gold. You could buy a miner. And Regis, as you just had that chart up there before, it hasn't been a pleasant looking chart. In fact, I think it said it was down about 59%, if I remember correctly. But even over 3 and 5 years, there we go. Even over 3 and 5 years, it's still been pretty ordinary as well. Regis is an interesting one. That Tropicana purchase that they recently announced and went and issued a whole heap of new shares to help fund for will certainly be good for the company 2022, I think. It's basically got cash production costs of around $1,000 an ounce US. So certainly if they can be selling it for $1,1600 and the production's about $1,000, that's a positive. And they've got pretty high production value as well. So, it ticks all the boxes from that point of view. But equally so, as we just said before, that chart looks pretty ordinary. Our view is that we prefer Evolution or we prefer Northern Star. They would be probably my two in the sort of that mid-tier, if you can call them mid-tier. Newcrest is obviously the standout relating from the bigger picture, but being the ETF guy, I can't go past saying GDX is another one that you might want to consider, which is in essence the top 20 top 20 gold miners in the world, so your Barrick and your Newmonts, etc. And that might be another way of playing it rather than trying to pick a winner. You've got that basket. So from my point of view, Regis, interesting. Tropicana, if it comes online, when it comes online, will be a positive for them, but at the moment, it's a hold.
Henry, is there value to be had in Regis?
In my head, Nadine, wondering why you'd pick this one today, and then I realised it was part of your namesake. And part of the upside is in your namesake because they have a big project out at Blaney.
Oh, really? And it's spelled correctly too, B-L-A-Y, N-E-Y. Yep.
Exactly. And I've stayed out at Blaney. It's a lovely place. Great pub there. Now, the project they have out there is a project called McPhillamys, and they are hoping to get approvals for this in the first half of 2022. So this could be a catalyst. To be honest, this one has been a little bit of a dog. If you're looking around for gold stocks that have really underperformed, underwhelmed, you couldn't probably go much further than Regis Resources. Not only has there been problems with bullion pricing, which of course is the big driver of these gold stocks, but also trying to work out where the growth is coming from. Now, they have bought, as Andrew says, that 30% holding in Tropicana, but I don't know. Buying second-hand stuff is sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. They do pay a dividend. They've got plenty of cash, and they're very proud of the fact that they pay a dividend. And it looks as if it could be starting to turn. There's certainly a few more people getting a little bit more positive on this one, and you do have that kicker from McPhillamys project in central New South Wales next year. So It's a hard one, the gold stocks at the moment, because they really haven't responded. Even when we've seen bullion, which hasn't really done very much, it sort of bounces around in Aussie dollar terms. It's not too bad, but they really haven't captured the imagination in the same way that the new metals have. The only good thing you could say is that during all this volatility that we've seen, which is nice to see for a change, then we have seen gold hold up relatively well, considering against some of the crypto newbies, the wannabes, that has held up quite well. So maybe a small nibble here for Regis for that kicker for the McPhillamys project next year, and if you fancied the gold price heading a little bit higher.
Was that a buy? A little unclear.
Yeah, let's go buy.
Well, so my stock of the day is not a total fizzle. I thought that's what you were both telling me. But there you go, a buy for Regis
No.
on expectations going forward.